Hi everyone, it's Michelle from Poochie Baby, and this is part 3 of the tutorial on how to alter a composition book. In part 1, we prepped the book. In part 2, we worked on the inside where we put the front cover on. We put in this divider with a pin loop. We also put this little slip pocket in the front cover. We added a secretarial pocket here. And then I also covered the back cover just with a piece of scrapbook paper, and I left it plain with no pocket here. So now we're going to do the outside cover and do just a little bit of touching up to finish off the book, and we'll be done. So let's get started. At the beginning of the tutorial, I mentioned that you'll need 5 sheets of scrapbook paper to finish this book, and that's for this particular size right here, which is the 7.8 by 5.5 inch book. It's smaller than the standard size composition book. So just keep in mind that if you have the standard size composition book, you will probably need more scrapbook paper. And this is the last sheet that I used. This is my 4th sheet and my 5th sheet. This one here came from this sheet here. When I cut it, what I did, instead of placing it on this way, I placed it this way. I put it on there and cut so I would have enough left over to do my back cover, because this right here is going on the back cover. I want this bright green polka dot, or it's more like a teal green polka dot on my front cover. These composition books already have this black binding, and I have made books where I've covered it with paper, but I found that it's not very stable. It wants to tear. I would end up going over it with washi tape to keep it more secure on there, and you can do that if you want, but now I like to start my paper off at the edge of the binding that the book has built in. If you want to cover that black, you can use a duct tape or something else decorative if you don't want just that black edge. But I'm going to keep the black edge because I actually prefer that. So this one's going on the front, this one's going on the back, and let's get started with putting it on. You know that I have been using my ATG gun, and I'm going to continue to use this. If you don't have it, then you can use the glue stick, any kind of glue stick. And just make sure you cover the entire surface before putting your paper down. So let's get started with that. I'm going to put the paper on, and then I'm going to cut it out. Okay, now that the book is completely covered, the front, the back, and the inside is completed, we can finish off the book. And I like to do that by going back and rounding my corners. And you don't have to have this corner rounder. You can just make sure to trim all the edges with your scissors. It's better maybe to use smaller scissors for that close work. I'm going to try to get in here and do these. These are hard, the covers. Trim these edges just to give it a finished look. That's not going to want to go on there because of that elastic. Let's try to get it in there. I'm going to do this one with the scissors. Can I get it this way? Nope. There we go. Okay. And now the back cover. Okay. Just kind of make sure everything's all rounded off. And you also want to go back over with your Sharpie and kind of redo these edges on the outside to give it a finished look, because now you have the scrapbook paper on there. Be careful though now, because if you slip, you're going to get it on your paper. And I don't know if you can tell this on the camera, but in person, after you do this, it seems to make a huge difference. It just really makes it look finished off. Just very easily going over the edge. I love these king size Sharpies, and this is pretty much the only thing I use them for. I'm not going to do this because it's all purple, and I'm not going to blacken that edge or the other inside page. I'm going to leave those alone. But you can finish those off also with a Sharpie. Now that's done, and the book is finished, except for some embellishment. If you want to put embellishment on it, you might want to go around and check your paper edges. If they come up just a little bit in the corners, maybe go in with the glue stick. If you have something with a fine point, put a little bit of glue, secure it down. I'm not worried about these because I'm going to put something over here and it'll be secured down. But just check all of those corners to make sure they're secure. And you can leave the book as is, or you can add some embellishment to it, which is what I'm going to do. This is not required to fix the book, to alter it, but I just like to add little extras. This is a washi tape that's actually lace, so this just peels right off and it'll stick on. You can use rickrack, you can use just plain ribbon, because I like to cover this seam right here on the front. You can also put other embellishments on here, these little foam stickers, or just anything you can think of. I also have like these flowers, stick on flowers. It's up to you, however you want to decorate. So I'm going to measure this out. I'm just going to show you how I'm going to finish off this book. Cut it there. Very carefully. Put it over the seam. and I'm going to try to do it straight just by eyeballing it. There we go. If you're using ribbon or something, you'll just need to glue that down or use double-sided tape. I'm going to trim them up this edge right here, and there we go. There's my altered composition book. Using the ATG gun, I managed to do this without using the score tape. I would recommend using score tape when making these slip pockets because you need it to be very secure on here. If you don't find this in the store, there are other types of double-sided tape that you can buy that's pretty available everywhere at Walmart, Target, and just look for that. But I'd get the thinner one, at least the 1/4 inch. This one is very, very thin. It's 1/8 of an inch. And that's it. Think of all the possibilities with this book. You can personalize all of your kids' school supplies, and they would just love that. There it is. If you have any questions about the tutorial, about the book, or any of the supplies that I used, just put it in the comment section and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And you guys have a great day. Thanks. Bye.